Hi, Sally Walker here, your hormone and slow age expert. So let's have a little look at what I call the biochemistry of midlife transition. What exactly is actually going on inside our bodies, which are making us think and feel differently, making us act differently, etc., etc. Okay, so the underlying cause is the drop in the hormones testosterone and estrogen. So the ladies, we call it menopause, and the boys call it andropause, or I actually like to call it testipause in a way, because it's their testicles which are not producing quite as much testosterone as it did before. And understanding how these two hormones affect so many different biochemical processes in the body can help you understand why you feel differently and why you don't want to do the same things as you've been doing before, why you don't get the same pleasure for the things that you used to get a lot of pleasure from. Okay, so let's have a little look at that. So we know that testosterone makes you feel sexual, sensual, seductive, dark, with a dangerous undertone. And estrogen makes you feel like more service-minded, a multitasker with warm and sensual undertones. Amazing hormones, these two hormones. So when we like them, or when we lose them, what happens? Well, it has a knock-on effect with other hormones. So there's progesterone. Let's take this one. So progesterone, you could, as estrogen drops and progesterone drops, you could possibly become a little bit more anxious. So definitely the ladies that I talk with who suffer from anxiety after menopause do actually benefit from supporting progesterone. Not all. So serotonin is also affected. So serotonin is one of these brain chemicals that makes you feel good. You feel happy, you feel satisfied when you have a lot of serotonin. So dissatisfaction is one of these symptoms, one of these transition symptoms. We just don't like what we're doing anymore. We're tired of it. We're not satisfied. We might have a success, but we're still not satisfied. And serotonin production needs estrogen, basically. So there's a connection there. Then you've got your dopamine. So dopamine drops as well. Testosterone has a lot to do with dopamine. And as it drops, the dopamine, so does your cognitive and motor performance. So your muscles don't work as well as they used to before. Your coordination is not quite as good, but your cognitive abilities decline. We're not quite as sharp as we were before. Then we've got cortisol. So cortisol is what we call the stress hormone, which is a bit of a shame really, because it's not your stress hormone. It's really trying to help you fix whatever is stressing you. But testosterone and estrogen keep cortisol in check, if you like. And as we lose these two hormones, cortisol becomes more dominant. It's not necessary because we're producing more of it, but it becomes dominant, and we don't tolerate the stress as we used to. So ladies, we're known to be multitaskers. We're known to put everybody else first in our fertile years, at least. And when we get to the menopausal times where cortisol becomes dominant, estrogen drops, we can't have all these balls in the air all the time anymore. We can't do what we used to do, unfortunately. So we don't like doing those things anymore, basically. It's your body trying to, in a way, protect yourself. So melatonin is also very much affected by serotonin. So if your serotonin is dropping because of the low estrogen, then your melatonin is going to be dropping as well. And what happens there? It's going to affect your sleep quantity and sleep quality. And everybody knows that when we don't sleep well, then we have challenges the next day with any kind of performance, physical or cognitive, etc. And if that goes on day after day or night after night, week after week, etc., then we really do not feel ourselves in any way, do we? And then a little extra thing here, so mitochondria dysfunction. So both of these hormones are very important for our mitochondrial function, for our ability for our mitochondrial DNA to replicate itself all the time. So if your mitochondria are not working as well as they should do, you're not going to be producing energy, so you're going to be more tired. You're not going to be able to do all the things that you did before. So there are loads more, which I haven't put on the list here. There are loads more things which are directly affected by the drop of the hormones estrogen and testosterone, but these are the ones which are possibly more noticeable and possibly the ones that we know most about at the moment. But as I said, we're learning every single day and we get to know more and more. But I do believe that this midlife transition, for some of you a crisis, is all related to the drop in these hormones. And some of you suffer more than others, basically. Anyway, check out the articles down below and see if you can find some solutions and find some peace, knowing that it's not a crisis and there is something to do with it, to do about it, as in get some hormones. Happy hormones, happy life.